NOTA or none of the above. Viewers, today's discussion on NewsX was about Facebook polls, and one of the questions that was asked was, do you support NOTA, or what is the significance of NOTA, or none of the above? It is essentially is used as a measure to express your dissatisfaction with the slate of contestants that you are seeing in your constituency. Now, I want viewers to do a little bit of math here. You know, one constituency or one polling booth typically has 1,500, can accept up to 1,500 votes. So now, let's assume that there are 10 hours of polling on polling day. So that means 150 people have to cast their ballots, right? Now, assume that, you know, there could be 3 or 4 EVMs inside the polling station, which is fine. But on an average, assuming that, you know, 2 or 3 people are moving at 2 minutes or so, you are looking at a minimum time of 30 minutes to 60 minutes at the booth, and a further 30 to 60 minutes going to the booth to cast your ballot and back. That's 2 hours of your time, 2 hours of your valuable time that you have spent expressing your dissatisfaction. Now, if NOTA wins, then what? Now, that question has not been answered by the Election Commission of India. I can understand it that if NOTA wins, then there is a procedure wherein you say that none of the contestants have been accepted, and therefore you have to have a fresh set of contestants and you have to do report. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know, and I don't think you know either. The most important thing is, having invested 2 hours of your life in casting your vote, don't you think it should be done for one candidate? Think about it.
Good evening, I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're watching NewsX. Our big focus this hour, our special NewsX Facebook polls continue. Yes, poll number 6 results are now out. Remember, of course, you can vote for these special polls through the day on our online platforms, our digital platforms. We, of course, advertise that on our programs, but it's on our NewsX Facebook page as well. It's time now to get you the 6 Facebook polls results. In this survey, the big focus was on NOTA, whether the option should cease to be a symbolic feature and have more teeth as often demanded by the electorate. We also delve into the surgical strikes specifically, which are being highlighted by the BJP, including Balakot preemptive strikes, to understand whether the voter thinks these are issues that can sway them in the upcoming elections. Well, these did throw up some interesting results. We're going to take you through them one by one. For that, let's go straight across to my colleague Deepavali. Okay, Shri Iyer, do you agree with that? That at the end of the day, you know, the BJP's trump card this time is that they have a PM face. The opposition is hesitant to declare a PM face. Obviously, while the Congress believes that it would be Rahul Gandhi who will be PM, they're stopping short of actually declaring him as their prime ministerial face or as the joint face of the opposition.
Yes, the opposition, I don't think, has rallied behind one individual yet, and that could be a sign of weakness for them. Now, if you look at India's elections from 2014 or probably from 2009 onwards, though it's not so apparent in that election, it has started centering around the individual, not around the party. And I think Modi kind of made that thing much more sharper in focus when he fought the 2014 election, because it was Modi that the country was electing for, and that is continuing in 2019.
Okay, that's a valid point that you're raising, you know, and let me move on now to NOTA, the next aspect that we were examining and that Deepavali just showed the results of. Now, if you don't like the candidates, 41% has actually said they will vote NOTA. But at the end of the day, Dr. Gulrez, what is the point of that NOTA winning if you're not going to embolden NOTA? Don't you feel the government and the Election Commission should embolden NOTA to ensure that if NOTA does win over any of the other candidates, and possibly that election can be annulled, that possibly voters should also get the option of right to recall? Shri Iyer, go ahead. Yes, Shri Iyer.
Perform surveys.
Yes. Yes. See, the NOTA, I don't know what purpose it really serves. What does it mean?
Exactly. That's the point, sir.
With the slate of candidates that has been presented. Now, I would like to see this evolve into something more, where the top 2 candidates go for a runoff, and the victor polls more than 50% of the vote. That is very important. I think that any representative of the people, and this is my personal request or my wish, that the winner should get more than 50% of the vote. So you can have a runoff, and then that level, so there will be like a two-stage election, and then in the runoff, let the winner be sent to like Parliament, for example. Especially in Lok Sabha, I'd like to see that happen.
Go ahead, Deepam.
All right, Uday. So the next question is, which of these is a voting issue for you? And well, everybody, maximum people said jobs and a corruption-free India, the issues that affect the Aam Aadmi most. 53.8% said corruption-free India is a chief voting concern, and employment at 46.2%. Coming close is intolerance and war on Pakistani terror. But then again, 38.5% have voted for each. Corruption and jobs remains the primary concern of the voter.
Corruption and jobs remains the primary concern of the voter. Shri Iyer, how do you react to that?
I'm getting mixed feelings, Uday, because PGurus has been relentlessly pointing out the corruption of some very, very high, very important persons in the UPA regime, and not one of them has seen the jail. And now I see that that is front and center, and I can't just but help but say that Mr. Modi missed a trick. There was certainly a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities where he didn't have to wait, and I don't know what he did. I'm very, very saddened to see that this might be a determining factor in the 2019 election.
That's an important point, Shri Iyer, because that's what the Congress turns around and says. They say you can level charges, but what's the point if you don't probe them or, get them to reach a logical conclusion? Rahul Gandhi was asked a question on Robert Vadra. He said, probe him, probe me. But at the end of the day, probe everyone and get to a logical conclusion as well. That's the same question that the Chidambarams and, other accused, like the 2G scam accused, will also turn around and say that there's been no conviction. There has been no logical conclusion to any of these charges that were leveled by the BJP.
All I can tell you is Mr. Modi is getting some bad counsel, very bad counsel. And this is what is the reason for that. I'll also tell you one little thing. Mr. Chidambaram could have been sent to jail for doing other things which are not going through the court process, not even the corruption. There are other things, like, for example, falsifying the records in the Ishaq Jahan encounter. I don't know why they didn't act on that. So this is something that truly was a mistake. I just hope that it doesn't become a monumental mistake and BJP ends up losing the election. I just have my fears about this.
Shri Iyer, obviously, the Pakistan issue is suiting the current government. 84% of our viewers feeling that Narendra Modi is the best suited Prime Minister to handle Pakistan. Also, you're hearing the other breakup of the whole Balakot airstrikes fallout. Many believe that the opposition should not have questioned the airstrikes, should not have demanded proof, and that's actually leading for them to lose votes.
Dealings with Pakistan, he extended an arm of friendship, which was, slapped away. And after that, once he realized that these people, it's like, the Hindi saying, "Laaton ke bhoot baaton se nahi mante." I think
in play, and you saw Balakot, where there was a demonstration of the Indian government going inside the Pakistani territory to say, and this is to call their bluff, nuclear bluff. You don't think your nuclear weapons are, amount to much. And that was
a very, very strong message. And I'm also seeing that things are beginning to quieten down in Jammu and Kashmir because of all the other decisive actions that he has taken. So in my opinion, he has done an excellent job in dealing with Pakistan.
Okay. So clearly, of course, at the end of the day, the minority vote is going towards Narendra Modi. The women's vote, it seems, is going towards Narendra Modi according to this survey. Interesting, isn't it? Shri Iyer.
Yes, absolutely. And there is no surprise here. Modi has done more for women. I'm not talking about any one particular religion than anyone else. Look at the, the cooking gas cylinder scheme, where he convinced a lot of people who had extra cylinders to give them up voluntarily. That in itself was a major feat. Unless he sounded sincere and he had the wherewithal to back it up by action and giving it to the needy, people would not have signed on.
But what explains the minority vote? The best PM to represent minority vote, 48%, Narendra Modi. What explains that according to you?
Triple talaq. Triple talaq. Okay. This is a silent Muslim woman exercising her choice. Absolutely.
Okay. So triple talaq is helping get the minority vote for the BJP, and the women also supporting Narendra Modi. That's what this survey is showing us. We'll have to leave it at that. My thanks to our panelists for joining us on this edition of our NewsX Facebook poll survey results. That was all for today. Now we take you through what survey number 7 holds. The results, remember, will be out tomorrow at 6 p.m. And remember to vote on our NewsX Facebook page.